Okay, and we're back. So you get 2/12, and to represent this, we are going to make, we're going to divide this into 2/3. Okay, and shade in 2/3. Okay, and then we're going to divide each section up into fourths. Okay, because that's what we know we are dividing by. So each section is going to be split up into fourths. And I'm going to take 1/4 out of both my shaded sections, okay? So here, remember, here was one of my shaded sections. Here's 2 shaded sections. Oh, bigger than that. Well, you know what I mean. So here was 1 of the 2/3, and here's 2 of the 2/3. So I'm going to color in 1/4 of both of those. So there's 1/4 of the first section and 1/4 of the second. Okay, and if we count up, so I'm going to get rid of these sections. If we count up how many are orange out of the total amount, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 total. And out of those 12, 2 are shaded. Okay, so that's what we're doing, but we can just think of it this way, okay? So this is the way that we're going to physically write it, but this is what we're going to be thinking when we do that. Okay, so that's multiplication. If I were multiplying by a whole number, 2/5 times 4, I would need to first change that whole number to a fraction. And we know that to do that, you have to put your whole number over 1. Okay, anytime there's a whole number, you put it over 1. Okay, because we've got 4 whole ones. Okay, and then we follow the same rules. We multiply across the top and multiply across the bottom. Okay? Alrighty. Moving right along, we're going to talk about improper fractions. Improper fractions. Okay, so here we go. Improper fractions. We are going to say that we have 12. Ooh, let me make sure this is not what I used. We have 10 eighths. Okay? 10 eighths. We want to put this improper fraction into a proper fraction. Remember, it's improper if the numerator is greater or equal to the denominator. So it is greater than 8. 10 is greater than 8. So it's improper. And to make that proper, we're going to see how many groups of 8 are going to go into 10. Okay, so that's the same thing as saying 10 divided by 8. So how many times can we fit a group of 8 into 10? Well, we can fit one whole group into 8 or into 10. Okay, can we fit 2 whole groups of 8 into 10? No, right? That's more than 10. So we can only fit one group of 8 into 10. So we've got one whole group of 8 into 10 with how many left over? Well, 10 minus 8 is 2. So we've got 2 left over. And we're going to put those 2 back over the 8. Okay, because we know that those are just 2 pieces out of the 8 that we needed. Alrighty. Now, what if you are trying to put a mixed number into an improper fraction? I need to turn this mixed number into an improper fraction. Okay, so we've talked about why we do this. Okay, but we're going to make it smaller so it's easier to see. Okay, so first we multiply the whole number by the denominator. So 3 times 3 is 9. And then we're going to add our numerator. 9 plus 1 is 10. So we have a total of 10 pieces that are 1/3 size. Okay, and to show that, we had 3 wholes that were each divided into 1/3. Okay, and we were using all of these wholes, right? We had those 3 complete wholes divided into 1/3. And then we had another one that was not a whole, it was just 1/3. Okay, so then you count up all of your pieces that are 1/3 size, and you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. 10 pieces that are 1/3 size. Alrighty. And last but not least, we're going to look at hold on. Last but not least, we are going to look at this problem right here. Okay, and this is a multiple step problem. And so whenever you see a problem that has multiple steps, and when we read it together and you realize that, I want you to break each step apart, okay? So let's go ahead and get started. Riker has 7 red marbles and 3 green marbles. Tyler has 7/10 of Riker's total collection. Remy has 2/7 of Tyler's collection. How many marbles does Remy have? Okay, so first we need to start by seeing what Riker's total amount of marbles is. So he's got 7 red and 3 green. So how can we find the total? Hopefully you said we're going to add. Okay, so Riker has 10 total marbles. Tyler has 7/10 of Riker's total collection. Okay, so when we see this word of is a key word that needs to stand out on the page for us. So if you had a highlighter, I would have you highlight the word of. Of is going to mean multiply. Okay, so when you see that word of, think multiply. So Tyler has 7/10 of Riker's total collection. Okay, well, we know his total collection is 10. And it has that keyword of, so we know we're going to be multiplying. Okay, and then you would go ahead and make that 10 into something you could multiply, right, by putting it over 1. Okay, we're going to get 70/10. Uh-oh, improper fraction. How many groups of 10 go into 70? So that's the same thing as saying 70 divided by 10. And you would say 7 whole groups. Okay, so 7. So now we know that Tyler has 7 marbles. All right, here's the last question. Remy has 2/7 of Tyler's collection. So what is the number sentence we're going to set up? Hopefully you said 2/7 of, so that multiplication of 7. We're going to do the same thing. So we're going to do 2/7 times 7 over 1 multiply across the top, multiply across the bottom. 2 times 7 is 14 over 7. Okay, so we're going to ask ourselves how many times, how many groups of 7 can we get into 14? How many groups can we make? 14 divided by 7 is 2. Okay, so Remy has a total of 2 marbles. All right, and that will answer our final question. How many marbles does Remy have? Okay. All right, that's it for today, guys. Go ahead and work on your test today, okay? It's called your assessment. If you have a question or are having trouble, go ahead and message me. Remember that you can take this 3 times. So if you just want to try your best the first time, on Saturday, I'm going to try to go through and grade all of it. And so you'll know how you did the first time, so you'll be able to do better the second time. All right. Great job today, guys. Keep up the hard work.